is the signing of Rick Pitino going to Iona.
My all-time favorite number one player, regardless of the sport, would be Paul Pierce. That Celtics team was incredible.
Wait's over. Let's do this.
3, 2, 1. Signing, George. Bye-bye.
Hello, everyone, and welcome inside the Sergeant's Lab once again with the podcast. We are not going to be talking about any sports today. Let's just go a little bit chill time, and we are here alongside Eileen Exama. Hi, Eileen.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm okay.
You know, we're all living through this quarantine. Eileen has been a friend of mine ever since she was a freshman at Iona, and we actually had like a little bit more of a history than just before Iona. So I actually met her before my freshman year, and I went on an MSC cruise back in I think 2016, and I first met her on that cruise pouring out of Florida, which is what a coincidence that she and I decided to go to the same college. So I appreciate you being here.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
So I mean, how has quarantine life been for you ever since this whole thing started about a month ago?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of going insane because I really haven't been going outside. I have like a really strong fear I'm developing of the outside world. I mean, I don't really know what is going on half of the time because there's so many unknown answers. It's kind of like going outside is like being like in risk of whatever is going to be out there, whether or not it's airborne or like who's out there, what they can do. And just being inside the entire time, doing like Zoom University, as everyone's it's like that's the only thing I have looking forward to. I mean, I'm trying to read some good books, I guess. I'm kind of a book nerd. But
What have you been reading recently?
I have it right here. So I just finished the second book in this series by Jasmine Gullery. It's called The Wedding Date.
Ooh.
I love her books. I literally I added her on Twitter and she liked it and retweeted my comment. I was like,
hey, okay, you get that recognition there, okay.
But I'm waiting for her third book to come out so I can read it in the summer. And then right now I'm reading this book called Stay a Little Longer, which is about like these two strangers that just like meet up at this airport thing. That's all I've got to so far. I'm like here. But
Okay.
yeah, that's my quarantine. If I'm not doing homework, I'm reading. If I'm not reading, I'm keeping busy, I guess.
Of course. Let's get the people, get to know a little bit about yourself and also myself as well. I've actually haven't even really gone much about my background. So why don't you go ahead, ladies first?
Okay, well, obviously my name is Eileen Exama. I'm Haitian. I'm 19. I'm a sophomore. I am a year ahead. That's something that I think is a highlight of me, or like a fun fact that I just tell people. What else? I have been dancing for like my entire life, ever since I could walk, basically. And along with that, I've also been singing all my life. I was never taught until I was in like high school. But like dancing, I've danced from this dance academy in Rockville Center to Alvin Ailey in the city. I've performed in places like Carnegie Hall. It's been an experience, honestly. else about me. My favorite color is purple. And I guess if I had 3 words to describe myself, it would be loud, extroverted, and kind.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then I've seen all that energy throughout throughout my years with us doing a lot of stuff together. So with me, I am 21. I just recently graduated from Iona. I'm now doing grad school there for sports media and communication. I enjoyed all my 4 years at Iona. With Eileen and I, we actually danced for, I think, with us for like what, a year,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So for the Iona College Dance Ensemble, for 2 semesters we did a bunch of group dances and side pieces together. I did a solo dance by myself, and she's been a part of a lot of group pieces. Eileen is now a part of the Iona BSU Black Student Union dance team, and she's been doing a lot of dances with around campus, especially for our men's and women's basketball teams, where we have our where they have like their own kind of way to represent their own culture, the Caribbean, Jamaican, wherever that black history can be, which I'm very grateful for, since I'm also half Filipino and half Trini. So
Woo! Bro! What a compliment!
Oh man, I miss those days, honestly. And honestly, it's safe to say that both of us really miss being on campus, and also the fact that today would have been the day of the eventful spring weekend.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize that until I saw like my friend post on Snap. She was like, I can't believe we're missing spring weekend. Literally last spring weekend. So I don't know if you know Super Duper Kyle or Kyle. I've been obsessed with him for about 6 to 7 years now.
Wow.
Last year, and I literally like, it was such
I kind of regretted not going to the concert because I had so much stuff to do that day, and I like literally was just so out of the water by the time that concert hit, and I was just like, damn. It's alright.
I realized that a lot of people either were busy with finals or they just couldn't go.
Yeah.
But I had the best time. I mean, when I was going, he literally saw me. I was in the front screaming my head off. He like saw me in the front knowing all of the lyrics, and when I was brought on stage with him. And I had
Wow, really?
stage. Yeah, it was great. And then at the end of it, that's when I met him. He's like, "Oh my God, you're the girl that knew all the lyrics." I was like, "Yeah."
I actually surprisingly met him too when he was at Iona. He went through our dining hall, so it's called Spelman Hall, and we literally went through there to go to the back alley. So I was like, damn, what's up, man? I wish I could have grabbed a picture with him, but he was just going straight out the door, like really quickly.
We him up there because they wanted him to go like quick. But
yeah,
it was great to like meet him, and like he just, another like good thing about him, he smelled good.
really?
All that people don't understand that there's a difference between like smelling like nothing and smelling good, and he just he smelled. Oh my God.
You gotta wear that cologne / perfume if you're a girl, so yeah, hell yeah, for sure. So yeah, for the past, I think I remember my 3 years, except for this year, it was Ty Dolla $ign my freshman year, which I didn't go because I really wasn't that much of a fan. A Boogie, which was absolutely lit.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously last year was Kyle. Obviously, I feel like everyone was like so bummed that it was Kyle, but I know for you, you're a huge fan, so I'm not gonna disclaim.
I wasn't to be honest, I wasn't disappointed that nobody wanted him to go, and here's why. It's because if so many people went, similar to what I heard about the A Boogie concert, if that many people went to a Kyle concert, I probably would not have been able to meet him.
Exactly.
I would have had the greatest experience if I didn't go, and like that many people were there. I understand that everybody was kind of like, oh my god, in my year we had a boogie, and kind of like putting down the fact that he was coming, but like it's not like he's like a bummy artist. Like he
Of course not.
stuff. Like production wise, the fact that like he came out there and he actually had like a full like experience, whether or not you liked him. I had friends that went and they were just like, wow, like even though I didn't listen to him, I really enjoyed the concert itself. So that's why I think that people should have been a little more open-minded about the concert, but I'm also not mad at it because I got to meet him.
That's true. But obviously you still had a great, like a tremendous experience regardless of the fact. You know, when I think of music, you know, I'm more of like a feely person, so I listen to more of like R&B type music just to like soothe me down, or it's just like I'm really in my feels a lot. But you know, it's either that or I'm just like popping out like crazy to hip hop music and just making like TikTok videos just on that and just literally just vibing out like crazy. I know you probably do the same thing.
Yeah, so as you can tell by my lights up here, like I'll put these kind of lights on and I'll just listen to, like, if I had to give out top 3 artists right now, or top 4 artists I should say, Brett Faiyaz. Which, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but fun fact, Matt put me on to a lot of Brett Faiyaz. When he was like putting his like performances and stuff, I would like Shazam it, and then I would put it on so I could like listen to it, and I got into it more. I've been listening to a lot of Ari Lennox. She's like really good. She's you don't really see like dark skinned women being put on the map for like her kind of music, so I've been listening to hers. And then Janae Aiko, I've been getting into a little bit more. And who else? I guess Childish Gambino. He came out with this new album, which was just like this blank cover, and he just dropped it. And the way that he dropped it was like, it was really weird, if you don't mind me explaining. But like, he put it on some like streaming website like 3 days before or something like that. And then he live streamed the entire album with titles and everything, full like cover and stuff like that. And nobody knew about it. No one, unless you really followed him. Only a few people got into it from what I heard. And after that, he had this countdown on the website. And everybody's like, what's this countdown? Because as people, I don't know if people know this, but like for Childish Gambino, he said that the last album he makes is going to be his final album. And also they were like, what else did they say? They were like, there was like a lot of speculation of when he would drop it. He was never specific on how he's going to drop it, what he would do, etc., etc. So when he had that live stream and then he had the countdown, everybody was like, what is this countdown for? And of course there was speculation like, oh, this is going to be for the album that's going to come out. And the next, you know, the countdown finished and then the album dropped. Now for me personally, because I was just like so tired of Childish Gambino playing my life the way that Rihanna and Frank Ocean has been playing my life.
Oh gosh.
I kind of like just like gave up on like figuring it out and just waited until he wanted to drop it, because I know he's a father now and like he's like living his best life, doing what he wants. So I was just like, I'm gonna let him rock, and whatever he does, I'm just gonna let that happen. And after that, he kind of just dropped it after the countdown, from what I know, and it was all blank, and all of the title tracks and stuff like that were just like moments in the album. So like one song would be 000, and then the next song was like 1238, which is my favorite song. It has 21 Savage rapping on some like beat. It's really nice.
Okay.
There's one feature, I think it's Algorithm, with Ariana Grande in it. He has some like undiscovered artists I didn't know about. So it's a good album overall. I kind of enjoyed it.
I might have to listen to it now that you mentioned it, honestly. But yeah, I would say, I mean, I would agree with you with one of your artists in Brett Faiyaz, because have you listened to his new album that he dropped?
The one F the World.
Yeah.
Yes, Rehab in Paris.
What's mine?
My song. I don't care if it's popular. I don't usually go for popular songs, but that's my song in there.
Oh, I gotta remember what song what's my favorite song from that album. Dang, I gotta remember. Hold on, let me look at this. It is. Oh man. Oh, let me know. I love the intro of that song, and just the way the piano comes into that. It just, ooh, man, I love that soothing one. But I say for mine, I know he's definitely in there. Him, Masejo.
Oh my God, you call him Masejo?
Yeah, that's how you actually say his name. So,
oh really?
yeah, Masejo.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know. The more you know. I love him.
Yeah, he did an interview one time, and that's how he actually pronounces name. I forgot what language it is though. I might have to look it up again. So yeah, him. So yeah, Brand Masejo and Sir SIR. I mean I got put onto him a lot,
Yeah.
especially and especially Recipe and You Can't Save Me From Myself. Those are my favorite. Those are my top 2 songs from him so far. And you know, just the chill vibes that I've would get with all these artists has just really, honestly, really changed my life. Oh, that and also Sonder, but Sonder's almost like Brent Faiyaz. Sonder's almost like Brent Faiyaz a little bit.
Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying, because when I was talking to my friend the other day about, because I had posted Mateo, and I just posted a picture of him because honestly he's a beautiful man, and he stood up and he was like, "What do you know about Mateo?" And I was like, "What do you know about Mateo?" And he kind of broke down all of his artists. Sorry, this is a long explanation, but he broke down all of his artists, and one of them was Sonder, and I was like, "Isn't Sonder sounds exactly like Brett?" So
He does.
I'm like, I didn't even know. I thought Sonder was probably you know how Samir Woods is Little Uzi's alias. I thought that was his alias, and I was like, okay, okay, that's fine, I guess.
But I feel that I can't some of his songs. I remember he both of them did the same song in Lovely, and they had and it was literally the exact same thing, and I'm like, what's the difference? I guess the beat drop was probably different somewhat, but I don't know. Have you listened to Lovely?
I think I have. I think I have it in my thing. You know why I think so? Because I Shazammed it from you.
Yeah. So if anybody doesn't know, obviously, I'll put the link in the description for some of the dance and music videos I put up. But I danced to Masejo, Brent Faiyaz, and Sonder a lot because I love their vibe, and I love their vibes and just the way their lyrics are. I dance to the lyrics. I don't just dance to the beat. I dance to the lyrics, because it calls all the movements that I do on stage and just from the videos. It's all come from personal experience and just how I feel, and how I feel towards every single movement. I'm pretty sure you do the same.
Yes, that's exactly how you're supposed to dance. I mean, that's why I don't really like when people are like, "Oh my God, I can't dance." Da, da, da. Dancing is never supposed to be about professionalism. It's just about expression. So that's why y'all should watch Matt George. Y'all better follow that.
Yeah, there'll be more videos coming out soon. If anything, I'll drop also my TikTok down in the description to see if anybody is see them all dropping out. And obviously, Eileen, I'll put Eileen's TikTok in the description as well. So I've actually, and speaking of music, there has been new music that's come out recently. I've been listening to it just because they've all been sponsored on Instagram. And every time I scroll down, every 2 posts, they'll be two posts would be from, I don't know, Sports Center or some of my friends or something like that. The third post, every third post, I would see somebody's someone's sponsored, an artist sponsored new music that they release or something like that. And I actually, I'm not gonna be I won't be too in recognition, but I know you had the same thing on Twitter. A song from from what's his name, from Toby Lou, who just recently dropped Darlin. I actually put I did like a small guitar cover on him, and I'll show that to you. I'll show that to you in just a second. And he actually did. He put a heart and a you know, I don't know what these kind of emojis are. The one with like the hands. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is called, but yeah, where that, and he really I'm pretty sure he really liked it. And also, I made like some editing photos that I made as well, and I also put the cover for, and I put Rex Evans song of Poster, and which is of his acoustic version, and I made like 2 different pictures of myself, and just, you know, praying that hopefully everyone's safe right now during this quarantine. I missed the outside, obviously, and you know, and I just wanted to show that to everyone. And the artist Rex DM'd me saying he really loved it, and you know, put 2 comments on there just saying it was really fire, and also just the T-Rex emojis because Rex Evans. Just a little bit of a pun there. I know getting recognition for some of these low-key artists and the way that they make their music has just been really good, honestly.
I agree. I mean, it's like you don't want the underground artists to go like I remember back in 2016 when Bryson just had started to come out with music, and before like Don't really like blew up. This was back when I really was into my like SoundCloud music days and stuff like that. And I remember him coming out and I was like, I love his music so much. I don't even, like, selfishly speaking, I was like, I don't want him to blow up because I know that he'll probably go off the earth, or B, he'll like blow up so hard that his music might fall off. That's a fear of mine. Or C, he'll just post music but you won't be recognized as a fan, because you know how celebrities get so big or so massive that they kind of disappear from like as like a regular human being.
That is true.
For example, like Beyonce. Like I know that Beyonce has started her legacy since she was like in Destiny's Child and stuff, but I've been obsessed with her my entire life, and I feel like she's so big and so like praised as like godlike that it's so difficult for you to even reach her. And I as much as I respect, you know, the privacy of an artist, it's difficult because, you know, similar to how like, you know, the author of the book I just finished reading, Jasmine Guillory, like the fact that she was able to retweet my stuff and like reach out to me and see my tweet and give me that special like appreciation made me so happy. But it also makes me like sad that, you know, if she did blow up, she probably would have never seen it, if that makes sense. So
yeah, I mean, because the thing is, when you're trying to reach like really big celebrities, especially like and especially with athletes, like you're trying to get interviews with them, and you're just trying to get interviews with like like a special artist or something like that. It's tough. It's tough to schedule because they're always busy, and be a player like athletes are usually in season, or they're probably working out. Artists are making new music every single time when they're doing their own business on the low key, and because you know, you have to be mostly undercover unless you really put it out on social media, when you're releasing a new song or a new album or something like that. And so it's really tough to, you know, reach out to them. So, you know, it really goes to show to how much they really spend their life just based on their dedication, you know. And we're doing I mean, obviously both of us are doing the same thing too, but you know, it's tough.
I just you know, I wish that as much as like I want them to gain fame, I wish that it was easy to reach out and connect, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm the same way when it comes to sports, because, you know, trying to get interviews with like some, like even just people on campus, when I try to interview someone, it's just hard because they're like either working out or like are in season right now, so it sucks. But I mean, I think this time is the best time out of all the time can come, because we're all in quarantine. We can't really do a lot aside from maybe like doing something like this, making a podcast, making new music or something like that. But other than that, you can't really do too much, you know?
Yeah. And it's like, it's strange. Like, have you noticed how celebrities are kind of changing how they're communicating with everybody? Like, I noticed that on my discovery page for like Snap, Will has a new show now where he kind of goes on platforms like this and he'll just like live stream and do things from his like garage and kind of just like making people feel better about themselves and kind of just bringing joy, like, you know, Will Smith always does. So I mean, it's so weird seeing how celebrities are starting to use their platforms more to entertain people while we're in this like devastating point.
I don't know if you've seen Tory Lane's live.
Quarantine.
Dude, the guy goes off like crazy, man. I swear.
He does.
I mean,
I'm about to stop the light.
That's all good. So I mean, and I love the fact that some of these celebrities are actually like taking the time to, you know, interact with everyone. And I know that like it's tough around these times to actually like interact with anyone. I remember, obviously I think we both know Fortnite, and he just what's his name, and Travis Scott just put himself onto the concert in the game, which was really funny. I didn't get to see him because I don't have Fortnite anymore. I feel like Fortnite is just a little bit overrated right now, but that's only my opinion.
I don't
As much as I'm a gamer, I don't really play that much Fortnite anymore.
I don't really call myself a gamer, but you put me onto some like good Mortal Kombat. Like right now, I've been obsessed with Mortal Kombat 11 again. I was able to get it delivered or whatever, and I've been playing it like nonstop. I finished the story, which like that ending was like impossible to do.
So sorry. So no spoiler alert. Obviously, I think I totally say no. It's fine because I know the whole entire story as well. But like the way that they ended the entire series, I'm kind of sad that the series has ended. But you know the way they transitioned in this game, like literally topped everything off. Like I couldn't believe the ending when Liu Kang actually like combined his powers with Raiden. I'm like, that's crazy.
Woo! I was like, hello, who is this? He did not need to pop off like that. When they all like incorporated and stuff like that, like they like fused and stuff. I was like, this reminds me of. I said that it reminded me of how in Justice 2 there was this, I keep forgetting his name. Again, not that great of a gamer. But there's this one guy, he's in like a full red suit. He's combined with this like scientist, this like teenager or something.
Oh, I can't remember. I haven't played Injustice, so I don't know. I'll have to look that up.
But I know that I'm gonna see if I can look it up. But I know that it reminded me of that very much, but like in a way more fire way. I was like shook because it was just like, what the hell is going on? Like in reverse, and then next thing you know, I had to battle. Spoiler alert again. Battling. What's her name? Oricon or something like that.
Oracle, Oracle, something like that. I can't remember.
Something with that. Oh, you know exactly who I'm Impossible. And it's like every time you lose, you're watching the same ending. Another spoiler alert, if you don't mind me saying, you're just seeing yourself get decapitated. And I was like,
yeah, that's hard. It's tough. Like that, and also she shifts into like different revenants and all that kind of craziness.
And halfway through, she just like out of nowhere. What she do? Halfway through, she brings in a whole other character on like max difficulty, and then you have to go and like play him or her completely. Like I went and played it again downstairs. I was able to beat it on medium level, but I'm not going to take explanation. But basically I was able to beat her, and they brought in Johnny Cage, and Johnny Cage, okay, I'm sorry, out of all of the male characters, he's like the funniest to play with. So when I was, playing against him, he would do these like punches and stuff that hit like 10 times harder than they usually do, and I was like, this is not it. This is not the way. This is not what I want. This is not what I deserve. But yeah, I went online and tried to like figure out how to exactly like beat it, because at this point I was just too like defeated, and I wanted to see if it's even possible to defeat the ending.
Mm-hmm.
And literally, I find out that there's two settings, by the way. Another spoiler. There's two settings on how to finish her off, like in 2 rounds and stuff like that. There's the first round where you're in like the realm with the big orb thingy, and then they take you to the beginning of dawn, the dawn of time. And I found out that you're supposed to beat her twice in the first setting and try not to get into the dawn of time, or else you're gonna get a third ending. And I was like, this makes no sense. I was so like confused. So I would keep getting into the second setting, thinking that, oh my god, I'm going to like win, and then I find out I have to get a third ending.
Yeah. No, I know. Who's your favorite character in the game?
As of right now, Jade.
That's interesting.
That's for like MK11. If you're talking about in Mortal Kombat in general, Melina. Very sad that she died. Screw Devora. Her fatalities are beastie. Like, I love it. That's fire. Like in MK11, she has this fatality where she just lifts you up. Like she's beautiful. It's disgusting, but it's great. I mean, it's like if you play as Devora and you have that fatality, that's exactly what I want. That's exactly what I deserve.
I'm still trying to find who's the.
I know exactly what you're doing, and I'm trying to find it myself, and it's impossible. Let's see, characters.
I think I'm gonna be very like standard. My favorite character for Mortal Kombat was Scorpion. Like, and plus his story. The only problem with him is that they really like messed up. Well, they really messed up, but they like intertwined his story. Obviously you saw from the campaign that the present Scorpion dies, but the one that he goes back in time, where he's actually still quote unquote a revenant, comes back into the future and actually lives on to the success of the Grand Master. So I mean, I guess it's a cool concept, but it just kind of messed with my mind a little bit.
It messed with mine too. It was a little mind-boggling, especially since like he sees himself die, but it's not like the old him seeing himself die. It's the young him seeing himself die. So does that mean that he knows that he's about to die at this very moment? Does that mean that, because I know it's multiple dimensions and like it's a multiverse, but does he know what's going to happen? And how does he carry on with himself knowing that? I don't know. It was too confusing. It was too confusing.
Honestly, I got confused. I got like so like messed up.
If I thought about it too much, it kind of like brain exploded. On a side note, my favorite character in the Injustice series is Catwoman.
That's an interesting one. I like Deadshot. Is it Deadshot? I can't remember.
I hate Deadshot. I don't.
I like him as a character. I haven't played the game, so I don't know his movesets, but I like him as a character. I don't know. He's like edgy.
Yeah, like I like the fact that he has guns, but I also hate the fact that he has guns because that's all he uses. Like, there's no variety. Like, where's the flavor? I don't understand. Give me more to work with here. You shooting me a million times is not going to help me. But that's only if you're playing against him. If you're playing for him, he's pretty cool.
I got the name. It's Chronica.
Chronica, yes.
Yeah,
That's
best of.
little
Should have knew
crazy,
that.
but you gotta love her. I'm trying to figure Firestorm. That's his name. Firestorm, I think, is the guy's name. The one from Injustice 2 that has the collab that reminds me of what's her face? It reminds me of Liu Kang, but Fire God.
I loved it, and I also like the super ending, the super ending that they gave for Liu Kang. Like it's her, like him and what's her name, Kitana together, and he went into that like phase of like, becoming a god, basically becoming a god is great, but also you miss that like simple life of just being with Kitana, and you're just trying to balance that. And then you just see him and her just being together, just like on a very low key side. Like obviously he's just being normal and all that kind of stuff. So like, and I missed that was a favorable moment in that ending for me.
I got a question. Have you listened to that new Playboi Carti song? I think it's At Meh.
I haven't actually. I could actually listen to it right now.
It's like I think it's short, but I'm gonna let you listen to it and make your first impression.
It's the At Meh. Okay, let me see. Okay. Love the beat. I like the techno beat on that though. I'm not gonna lie.
Here's the thing. I listened to the song a couple of times. The first time I heard the song, it was cute because I was bobbing my head to the beat. But then I finally decided to really like listen to the lyrics, or lack thereof, and it reminded me of Young Thug. Like, way back, like between that 2016, 2017 era, that time. That like, it reminded me of him from way back in the day. And I was thinking about it and was like, is this going to be, I would not enjoy the Playboi Carti album if this was the blueprint for it. I love Playboi like very much. Dial-It, of course, even though it's a fan favorite, is like one of the greatest albums that I've heard from him. But if At Meh is like the blueprint for what he wants to do with the album, I don't know if I'm gonna be happy with it, and that kind of scares me because he's Playboi, like that's he bumps like all the time, so.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think one of my favorite songs. What was one of my favorite songs from Playboi? I gotta remember because when I first listened to it, it was a hell of a jam. Which is it? I don't know if it's. Well, obviously, obviously for anyone who's, I'll also put the link in the description. I did a music cover, dance cover to his song Magnolia, but I also did but also someone on YouTube or actually 8-Bit Universe had put up a 8-bit version of his song, and I danced to both the actual song and the 8-bit song together, so it really blended and also fit with my kind of tempo. So I'll put the link in the description if anybody hasn't seen that yet.
Y'all better watch it.
I did perform it live also as well. I think I performed it during last year's Coffee House. I remember that. And if anybody doesn't know what that is, Iona has every semester has like a talent show, but it's more like a chill session. And it's more like, anybody can sing, can dance. Obviously I did both. So last year I did that song last year. It was really fun. Obviously I miss it right now, and obviously I'm pretty sure you miss BSU as well. I mean, what did you I was thinking about this as we were talking. What have you learned with BSU aside from learning all the new dances and new cultures that everybody's been a part of?
Like as a club, like for me mentally. So to provide a little background on myself, I went to a school where I was pretty much a minority. I was one of 3 Black girls to graduate. So when I went to a school where I expected more people that look like me to be there, to the point where they are able to even establish a BSU, I was very excited. And I just wanted to be able to understand myself a little bit more. And to be honest, I mean, Iona as a whole has taught me this, but the Black Student Union has given me this confidence on how I feel about myself and the way I look and the way I present myself, in ways that I don't think I could have done without their boost. I was not somebody that wore, my natural hair like this, or like walked around feeling, happy about the way I look. I did not see myself as being enough. So with, being in BSU for like 2 years, I think I've evolved from who I was to who I am now, mentally, physically, spiritually, because, I think, not to get too spiritual on people, but I think that in order for me to be able to be comfortable in my skin and like who I am, hello.
That's just like
In order for me to be comfortable in who I am, I feel like I needed to take the first step on like understanding who I was, and like being in the Black Student Union and being surrounded by people who look like me, who have already either established some parts that I didn't know about, kind of put me as a whole in a way for like the next step in my life. So what I've learned is just to be comfortable and unapologetically Black. And I don't think that's something that a lot of people have been able to discover even at my age, let alone at all. So that's what
because it's really tough. It's really tough for everyone to speak up about their culture and the way they support it. Obviously, I'm the same experience as well, where there wasn't really a lot of like Asian people or people like me, but I really didn't care too much about that, honestly. Iona was more of a welcoming college throughout the whole entire campus, regardless of what organization, what club you were in. I know my experience, and you've seen it obviously firsthand, with the Iona Pep Band. I started that my freshman year and been there ever since. And I'm still doing it regardless, by the way. I'm saying that right now. I'm still doing it regardless. I graduated. Now, hopefully next semester we'll be able to do it with the new season coming up. So fingers crossed. Yes, definitely. But yeah, I was a part of the pep band for 4 straight years. We went to the tournament this year in Atlantic City, which was really fun, even though we lost to St. Peter's. But it was a great first experience after being in Albany for like the past 3 years. And the way I was first off included in it as a part of the band. I was playing all sorts of type of dang instruments. I had my own instrument that I had, which was my xylophone, which I actually hated because it really didn't put that much sound. I got that from my father. Shout out to my uncle Cian, who lives in Cian George, who lives in Florida. But it was too small. It didn't really produce that much sound. I wanted to provide as much sound as I could, so I transitioned from the xylophone to the big bass drum that they had. So I did that for like a year. Then started playing guitar, and my father, shout out to Dexter George. He bought me a electric guitar with an amp for Christmas, and I started playing that. Got to use that for the next 2 years. And then last season and this season as well, I played the piano with the bass amp tuning, and I also have my own bass guitar that my father also gave me for my birthday. So shout out to him. I really appreciate it a lot. So the mix of things and the transitions that I was able to do to support the band has definitely changed my life. And just to have that kind of family, I made so many friends. My room, I even made. I don't know if you know Matt Bissonette, but he's been my friend ever since, and we became roommates just because we were a part of the band. He plays clarinet, and I was doing a bunch of crazy stuff with the band, and then we became friends ever since. And he's been my roommate for the past 2 years. He's now an accounting major, and he's gonna be graduating with accounting, and he's gonna be doing grad school there as well. So shout out to him. But Iona Pepin, definitely where it started, and you've seen that. Straight up.
That's if you the two things that I know, or the three things that I know of Matt George as a whole, besides dancing, of course, was like in club-wise or organizations, was the Iona College Dance Ensemble. That was the first thing. Then I knew him for the Iona College, the Iona, not singers, the Iona College singing ensemble that with Dr. Smith, and lastly the pep band. If I didn't go to a basketball game and saw Matt at the pep band thing, I'm like, dang, we're either gonna lose or I'm gonna be real sad.
I've been doing, if anybody doesn't know, I've been doing a bunch of, this season especially, I was doing a bunch of crazy celebrations. Like we really had to turn it up, especially with the men's basketball team. If anybody doesn't know, Isaiah Washington, aka Jellyfam, was a part of the roster this season. Hopefully next season they'll be turning it up with the new edition of Rick Pitino. Obviously I made an episode on that, link in the description if you guys want to see that. But I think both of us know that we put all of our energy towards hyping up the crowd, hyping out everyone as we see fit, because the way we were able to not only win four conference championships for the past 4 years, obviously my freshman year, and obviously my freshman to junior year, and your freshman and sophomore year were really good, but that really solidified my statement there for the Iona Pep Band. Just to be able to be a part of winning the championship just brought tears to my eyes, honestly.
It was great, honestly. And I'm not gonna lie, so I was never somebody that was into basketball. Well, that's a lie. I liked basketball, but I didn't know the ins and outs of it until I got into college and started watching the games more. And now, like, if you see me, you're probably going to hear me as well. It's like there's something about college basketball that gets me amped up and looking forward to, regular like NBA basketball and stuff like that. And I don't know, there's kind of like this, Gale pride. It's just like something different. Like you can't get that anywhere else. So
hey, we might be a major school, but we do a lot of stuff right, and we do make a lot of recognition here and there. Trust me on that. And like you heard it here first from Eileen and I. Trust me on that.
That's big facts. And I think that a lot of people may undermine us because we are a smaller school, but our energy is way bigger than anybody else. I don't care. Even we're greater in numbers as well, so it's that unification of Gale pride. Go
absolutely
Gales.
It's true with that. Let me ask you, what has been your favorite, one of your favorite moments so far, or some of your favorite moments so far? Obviously if aside from BSU, I think would be one of them, obviously.
Culture show.
And I know I shout out to Atira to actually putting me onto that too. But yeah, go ahead.
Culture show was probably, or any like major concerts or events that I did, but mainly culture show, because listen, a girl loves to dance, and I love dancing. Like, I've lived my life performing on stages. Like, I understand, like, basketball stadiums. Basketball courts, they're like one thing, but performing on a stage with like lights and costumes and like audiences having their undivided attention on like your performance is just something that I don't think I could ever take for granted. So when we do the culture show and there's like a whole bunch of like different acts and stuff like that, where it's just like Black excellence meets the arts, hands down the best thing to do. And I personally appreciate it because I have a lot of friends that also like perform in there, that I could just be like, oh my god, love that. That's my thing. I personally really enjoy that, like, very much. So
Yeah, absolutely. And not even that, the culture show does a lot of, crazy things in terms of, not only from the dancing, but you also get to hear poems. You get to hear inspirational quotes. You get to see a lot of solo dances, group dances, and obviously the big one with BSU having their own group dance as well.
yes, sir. That's like, I'm so sad. Why am I still here? I want to leave, like, not my house per se, but I just want to go somewhere. Like, I want to be able to go and experience something on campus. And it's like, it kind of sucks that, my second spring weekend was kind of taken away from me. But, I'd rather lose that compared to, a senior who, unfortunately, like, our seniors, I'm so sorry, like, our seniors kind of just, lost that final moment. Like, not to bring that down or whatever, but it's kind of bummed out. Like, I have a lot of friends who are seniors that they don't deserve that in any way. Like,
I mean, and the thing is, no one really see this accelerating as much as it did. And shout out to the class of 2020, not just for Iona, for every single university and college around the world. It really sucks. I mean, you can't do really anything about it, but in the fact of the state that we most of the graduations have either been moved virtually through Zoom or is going to be pushed back. I mean, some of them have been pushed back, yeah, but Iona as of right now has a virtual ceremony, which is it's a virtual ceremony, so it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I mean, that's what they told us through email. Can't really do too much about it, so it is what it is. The only reason why I said to myself that I was gonna graduate with my class this semester, because it made no sense. Because obviously, fall 2019, there's no ceremony. You can't have one. So, I pride myself to take the time to go to graduation in MSG, Madison Square Garden, and be with all my classmates that have been throughout my 4 years and that made an impact on my life. That been taken away from me, you can't really do anything about it. It really puts a tear to your eye, but you're gonna have to face the circumstances, and just be grateful that you're still obviously just still be grateful that you're still getting your diploma. You're graduating on time, at least for I'm pretty sure for the most of us, and be able to do everything that we be able to do for the past 4 years, or 3.5 at least.
Being blessed and healthy is that's my main priority, at least. I've been like praying for, I don't know, whatever any of the viewers believe in, but I personally have been praying to God a lot more, and kind of just asking him, because I know this is not his creation. This is a man-made thing that we need to figure out and kind of fall on our face for, but I think we're gonna get back there strong. And I think, not to sound like this is like some sort of sport or something like that, but I think that the world is about to come back. It's gonna come back strong, and we're just gonna fight, and we're gonna do what we gotta do. And I know that as soon as we become active, I know class 2020, y'all invited. Come to the party of Iona. Y'all are always welcome to come back. Come because once a Gale, always a Gale, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
You know, I think that Iona is gonna do something real special for y'all, and I've kind of been noticing, at least in my opinion, that when things kind of fall, you come back in such a strong way. Yes, your final moments of college are taken away from you, but I think that something greater is going to come for you instead. And, you know, I think that keeping a positive outlook on how everything is happening and making sure that you are okay with how you are and making sure that you're about to start the next process of your life. Mm-hmm. And that even when the goings get like tough, y'all are tougher. Point blank period. So
yeah, for sure. It's crazy, and it's just crazy enough to say that, like, you know, all of this, you could say everything happens for a reason, but like this one just came out of nowhere, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, just not being able, I mean, from my experience, and I'm pretty sure you have too, that we haven't been able to leave our house for like over a month is just driving us insane. So it's like, you know, it really brings to your mind that you really have to like focus on yourself. You have to focus on, you know, what you can do to keep the time going. And it's tough, obviously, just being stuck at home and just not really able to do really anything. But aside from doing classes online, which gets kind of boring for the most part, and you know, teachers trying to figure out innovative ways to actually get home, to get all these kind of crazy stuff done. But you know, I mean, how are you doing with your classes?
All my classes are nice. I mean, I'm blessed that all my professors are forgiving for the time being, because I know that from what I see, I mean, I've been using TikTok like there's no tomorrow, and TikTok has been having people blow up for the simple fact that their professors are going, hey, I hope that in these troubling times that you're okay. Here is your 15-page research paper with your 10-page assignment that you have to finish with your textbook. These are some troubling times. I wish I can see all of you. Sincerely, so and so. And I'm like,
yeah, like really?
That's so backwards. So, my classes are good though. Otherwise, I've been having trouble with some of my classes and kind of doing everything from a Mac. I don't know if that's anybody else, but I'm taking a computer science class. I'm taking website design. And I have to try and do coding on a Mac. And if anybody knows how hard that is, I have to download a whole other app and then try to figure out how to use that app instead of the one that I usually used, which is just such an overcomplication on both parts. I wish I had a PC. I don't have one right now. My entire family is basically a Mac computer family, so it's like trying to get everything together and stuff. It's been difficult. And also getting motivation to do homework, period.
I mean, it's such a drag because you're like first of all, waking up at a crazy time. It's either you don't have class on that particular day, or you have to wake up like really early and just literally just be sitting right in front of the computer, just standing there.
On my schedule is set up so that on Tuesdays and Thursdays I have 5 classes, and then on Mondays and Wednesdays I have 1 class at 12:30. So, I mean, I'm glad I have a 3-day weekend, but doing Zoom University from 10 to 12 and then from 2 to 7:30 is not the wave. It is not the wave. I mean, I enjoyed my schedule for being on campus, but being off campus and doing it, my sleep schedule is disgusting.
You and me both, sister. Trust me.
Like I went to bed. I was watching Spike Lee films last night until about 5 a.m. I was like, I don't understand. And then I got up at 10. I was like, 5 hours?
Yikes.
Like, why am I not asleep? Why am I not asleep? I don't understand. And it's like, I'm so used to being awake and having a system and knowing that I need to do something and I have to get it done. But as a result, my sleep schedule and not being able to take naps during the day because I just can't, and then not being able to sleep because I know it's bad, it's really not healthy. I mean, I have a friend that's telling me it's not healthy, but I have not been outside. So I have no energy to do anything. And I feel like I can do an assignment at like, what time is it? Like, I can do an assignment at 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can do whatever lollygag and then do another assignment at like 12 a.m. And I'm just like, I don't understand my process right now, how like there's no time for me to ever sleep. There's no break. There's nothing. It's like one long time of just doing anything. Like I don't know. It's so annoying. I feel like I have no life.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy for me. I can't even say too much because I only have 2 days of class. One day is at 5 to 6:18 on a Monday, which is tomorrow, and then my other guy class is from 6:30 to 8:30. But it doesn't even go for that long. It only goes for like 40 minutes because Zoom only allows you for like a certain amount of time. So that it's just like really. I mean, all my professors do is just give me assignments, and then and then just do something on the side for yourself, and that's really much it. Other than that, I've just been doing absolutely God knows what at home, and then just like, and I'm just like, what am I gonna do? I'm just playing. Most of the time, I'll just be playing guitar, be doing this right here in the sergeant's lab, or just probably be playing video games or something like that. But by the way, I'm gonna be doing live stream soon on some of the game, some video games I'm gonna be doing soon.
Watch that.
So, I mean, it's just been tough. I mean, it's been crazy times. Hopefully, again, as we all know, and we hope and pray that, this will be over soon. I mean, no one knows. That's the thing. That's the scary part. That no one knows. I'm hoping it goes away by next month. What I've been hearing is that Governor Cuomo said that the lockdown might go up until the 15th of next month, which it seems like a speculation to me so far. Honestly,
I think that what Cuomo is doing, which honestly I think it would be the best thing to do, is kind of giving us what we have to do in pieces. So after we do from point A to point B, he's like, nah, you have to go from point A to point C now. No, you have to extend it to point B now. Now you have to keep going until, people understand that we need to stay inside and at least flatten the curve. And I feel like, mad props to Governor Cuomo, because I would not know how to be under the pressure of figuring out what to do for my state individually, especially a state that is considered a hot spot at a time like this. I mean, he's really doing well under the pressure. And I give him all the respect in the world. And I give the state of New York a whole lot of props for trying, because this is the city that never sleeps, baby. We don't do this. We do
Have
not.
you seen Times Square? Like, Times Square has been basically a ghost town.
And that is so, like, mind-boggling. Like, I was just there the other day, and by the other day I mean January, but like, I was just there the other day and seeing, people running around at like 2 a.m. just living their life, and now not being able to get up and just text my friend and be like, hey, let's just go to the city real quick. Let's just take some flicks by the red steps in Times Square. Let's go and take a trip. The fact that I can't do that is making me go insane. And I don't know what to do. I feel like I was talking to my friends yesterday, and I was basically saying, like, we were all saying that, like, it sucks being quarantined, not because of the fact that we're in the house. It's the fact that we're forced in the house and there's nothing to talk about. And I'm a very big social butterfly. I know you're a big social butterfly. I know me and Matt are the social butterflies that
all day.
Flap, okay? But being now suppressed into our homes, in our little cocoons, like this room, I don't really leave it ever. And I feel like it's getting to me in such a negative way that needs to be fixed, like ASAP. And
I know.
I don't know.
I mean, I would tell you this, like, there is a, crap, where is this? So there's a man, I'm gonna put it on the screen and also show it to y'all. There's always a man who would always be playing the saxophone in Times Square. And I remember the last time my best friend and I, last month, before, like the week before I had to go to the MAC tournament, and she and I like hang out during the city before she had to go, and we saw him there, and to able to see him, like someone take a photograph of him and him being there, but actually no one's there. It's just crazy. Like I still can't believe that. You know, I mean, I'm happy that he's there, just trying to live his life and play the saxophone. But still, being the fact that no one's there and he's still playing it just is actually crazy. Honestly, crazy in a good way. Honestly,
is he still performing right now?
I mean, this was taken yesterday.
Wow.
This was taken yesterday. But from a photograph from NBC News.
Aww.
So yeah, the man's still there.
Is he like? Was he the type of guy to like get business?
I mean, no, he's just like I think it's just like some the man who just like puts like, I wouldn't say, I don't want to be too discredited and say like the homeless people, but like these these people who are like living out on the streets, just street performing. Him, that kind of stuff. So he's been out there for like a very long time actually. I never really like conversated with him or anything like that, but I always seen him out there just chilling with the guitar or chilling with the sax. I love that.
I get it. That's wow. I'm really worried about the homeless during this time too.
I mean, as of right now, most if not, I hope all of them have been put into shelters, but you know, I don't know the full extent of it, but you know, we hope that not only them, but like everyone is safe, because again, no one really knows when this is gonna end. And I'm just like, it's just so, it's so odd to be in this like this kind of situation. Obviously, for our young age, we can't handle it. Can't handle it at all. It's so bad. Like, I want to go outside. I want to play basketball. I want to dance outside. I want to hang out with my friends. So you want to do the same thing. So it just really like sucks. You can't really do anything about it.
I want to be able to take a walk without feeling scared of when I have something we have no idea what it is. And I think it's the idea that it's incurable at the moment. It's incurable. Like, nobody knows what to do, and it's so like crappy. That is such a crappy feeling to have. You feel hopeless, you know? And as a humanity, like, usually it's like one certain area feels hopeless and everybody else uplifts each other. Now the entire planet is just stuck in this feeling of hopelessness.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you can stay positive. This is like a realistic perspective for me. You could stay positive for as long as you want, but I've 1 month, more than a month of quarantine, and I'm not saying I'm hopeless, but I've been feeling so down on like what to do and how to feel, and kind of just trying to keep myself busy. And it's like, right now, I know everybody's like, oh my God, I'm so excited for school to be over so I don't have to do Zoom University. Zoom University right now is the only thing keeping me mentally okay. Like, the idea that I can get up and I can see people and I can do work and I'm held accountable for something. It gives me a purpose. I like that. I like the scheduling of having a purpose, and the fact that a stupid disease is taking it away from me is just so annoying right now.
Yeah, I know, and the fact that we're not living on campus really blows too, because we can't see our friends, can't do anything with them, can't even share a drink or anything like that. It sucks, because by the time all of this is over, what's gonna happen with society. You would never know what's gonna happen with society. Will it just go back to the way it was, just straight up by the next day? Will everyone just be like Governor Cuomo, like give certain restrictions and then let it process through and let everything flow down the stream? You don't know what's gonna happen, so that's why everyone's so skeptical about it. Everyone around the world is, because everyone's getting affected by it.
To be honest, I saw a tweet and it was like, what did it say? It was like, when the world opens up again, I'm gonna let everybody go outside, and I'm gonna just go with the second wave. I'm gonna go with the second wave of people to enter the outside world again, because even after the whole thing, and even after we figure out a way to go back outside, what people are talking about, how there's gonna be a second wave coming up. I'm like, a second wave? I can't do this twice. I cannot do this twice. If I have to do this whole situation again, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, and it sucks that it happened during allergy season as well, because it's happening to the autoimmune, like anybody who's autoimmune, what is the word, where like people who are already have like immune deficiencies are at risk higher than regular people, and it's allergy season.
Yeah.
Throw it away.
I'm guilty to say that I have too many allergies, not only just like immunely, but also physically relating to, like, I still quote unquote still have like eczema. I had I'm allergic to pollen, so I sneeze like a bunch of times. And then I have like a bunch of food allergies. I won't say it on air. If you want to let it know, just DM me on that. But I won't say it. Eileen probably knows some of it too. But
my brother is too. My brother and my sister are allergic to a lot of things, and my brother, out of respect for him, of course, but he's a little asthmatic himself, and this weather is not. It's not it. He wants to go outside, and he loves playing basketball. So it's like, when you have to tell him that he can't play outside anymore, and he can't play. I live around family, and he can't come outside and play with them as often anymore. It's kind of disappointing just telling him, like, no, all because of this thing. I mean, even talking about it, you can tell, like, in my tone of voice, like, it's very sad. And in this time, I've kind of just been thinking about other times when we've had outbreaks. We've had many outbreaks in the decade, but like a lot of people noticed like a pattern. Like in the 1920s, there was the outbreak, and the economy kind of broke down. There was an outbreak apparently at that time. And Nyla, I'm busy. That's my sister. That's my sister. I am busy. That's my sister. She's nice.
Okay. I can edit. That's fine.
I can't. But yeah, she, like, I just noticed like this pattern of how everything is going, and I know that we're gonna fight it off, but it's just like really disappointing seeing everybody so down.
Yeah, it is what it is. I've been feeling the same way. Taking everything day by day is going to be the central basis for everyone. But that is tough in itself, because you're just literally secluded and really isolated. Who is? I'm gonna ask you, and I'll also say my thing too. Who is probably, I wouldn't say the first person, but one of the few people you would want to see once this thing is over?
The person I want to see?
I mean, it could be anyone, or it could be any people. It doesn't have to just be just one person.
I think the people I want to see are my best friends from home. That's like the first people I want to see. Um, I talk to little girls every day. It's me, my sister, my other sister, um, and my two best friends from like childhood. I'm talking like middle school when we're still rocking together. I want to see them so bad. Um, we literally are talking all the time about how like it's so annoying that we can't even like get out of bed to like see each other because Koreans we don't we don't play that right now. We're not playing that at all right
You're
now.
not the only one with that.
Yeah, like straight up Caribbeans. I'm not even gonna say Haitians, Caribbeans, period. I have just been noticing that all of them don't even want you outside. Like I know that there's a lot of people that are doing this like drive-by thing where they're in their cars and they're keeping their distance and things.
I ain't gonna have it.
You can't do that. We're no risks. And even when I'm inside the house, I'm still getting a lot of immune things, immuno boosters, um, a lot of like Caribbean remedies, just straight up being tossed in, and it just sucks that I can only see them virtually, and it feels like I'm in like jail, you know? Like you can't leave. You can't even if you want to go and get something to like eat, you can't do that. If you want to go and just take a walk, you have to go in a mask. That's so annoying. I don't like that.
Do you have one?
Yes, my family does. Actually, I've been doing makeshift ones. Um,
Mm.
there's ways that you can make makeshift ones with a bandana, and a coffee filter and a
Oh, okay.
face. The coffee filter I know helps with filtering out the air a little bit more, and also creating that absorbent layer that is needed, similar to a regular mask. Please don't buy the masks, okay? Save them for the workers, and the frontliners. Shout out to all of those people. I have family members in the front line, and I have family members also in like the research facilities that are trying to figure out these methods. So I feel like the world just needs a whole lot of patience and a whole lot of love. Just a whole lot of love because
And I will say that firsthand. I will say firsthand, both my parents are working as of right now. My dad's been working ever since this pandemic even started. My mother has now recently been back working. My mother works. My mother works for sales at the Bloomingdale's right here in Soho, in New York, and my dad works for works as a works for security guard in Rockefeller University, but Rockefeller University in the special facilities where they're trying to create a cure, we're trying to research a cure for especially vaccines. This one, obviously, especially with the coronavirus right now, so shout out to both my parents still being able to work to this day. I mean, technically, I'm still getting paid by where I work. I work at the Museum of Natural History. I'm still getting paid, which thank God they be able to. And I also just recently just had my internship, just ended just last Friday, with Sirius XM, where we was with the talk program of Urban View. Channel 126, where they were talking, where it's all based on the Black community, Black history, um, in supporting all the Black community in relating to politics, especially with the whole crazy campaign that it's technically going on right now. But yeah, it was all about like creating the popular vote for all Black people and Black American folks, especially here in the United States, because it's still very unequal with the amount of rights that they have. But with all that being said, just got to keep a positive mind. The positive mindset is going to be was going to be the only way that we can get through this, and now not just for you and me, and just for anyone, especially people who are affected, people who have family members who have been affected by this, or people who have actually been deceased by this as well. We just have to keep a positive mind that first of all, we're obviously still alive, first of all, that which is obviously grace from God, but you know taking everything day by day is going to be the main thing is going to be the main focus, you know. And as much as I want to see all my friends, especially from Iona, who have made an impact on my life, you especially, and all my closest friends as well, you know, it's just been a very, very tough time, you know.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I'm kind of just the one, I guess, because I do have to go,
Hmm.
unfortunately. But I guess to close off everything, my advice on how to keep up, besides like obviously keeping a positive mindset, stuff like that, is to just look forward. Just look forward to. It doesn't have to be towards something, but look forward to. Like, I feel like a lot of the time we consistently want to know the end of something. We just
Hmm.
want to reach something and that's it. But I think this is a time to meditate and really understand not only yourself, but how you are in relation to everyone else. And also being able to stay stable with yourself when you're put in confinement.
Hmm.
um, I think this is the perfect time to really meditate and understand that life is so precious. It is something that is not supposed to be taken too seriously all the time. And that, you know, in a second, life could just snap away from you like that. And I just hope that everybody continues to look forward to, just look forward to the future, look forward to being alive and out of this, look forward to your meal the next day, waking up in general, and just being positive. That's all I care about. And then you can see your friends.
Absolutely, self-care before anything else, and that is the main message for today. So, Eileen, I really, really appreciate you being here for today on the Sergeant's Lab. I really appreciate you being here and talking with me. Just talk about just anything, just relate, just general stuff. You know, just aside from the sports that hasn't really been going on. I really appreciate you taking the time with me just to chill and talk with me today.
Sorry there was no sports, but I hope this was as entertaining for everybody else here as it was for me. And God bless. Be safe. And wash your hands.
For real, honestly, keep yourself clean. All right, Eileen, thank you so much. I appreciate that.